What can we do after we have recovered a WEP key? A lot. However, just as an example, we will take a look at using Wireshark to view the contents of various frames. And these will be viewable after the WEP key is recovered. And we'll see how we can put that into Wireshark, how we can let Wireshark know about it so that then Wireshark can interpret the frames using that WEP key. We have been able to find the WEP key in two ways. One is using the more efficient PTW attack, but also Correct was able to do it. Now, the question is, what can we do with the WEP key? And we will use Wireshark to demonstrate that once we have the WEP key, things are much easier in terms of being able to see encrypted packets and the data within the different frames in the Wi-Fi network. So let's start Wireshark. And remember that the file name was test1.cap. So it's a huge file because we captured a lot of data in order to get the Correct attack to successfully retrieve the WEP key. So we double click on it to open. Wireshark is taking a while because there's just many packets that we see 1.2 million packets. Now, when we first take a look at it, it's full of different Wi-Fi packets. So the first thing that we want to do is to apply a filter. Let's do this. I will provide you a URL that you can use to go find more of these filters just for your convenience. But for now, anyway, let's proceed with this. So this is a filter for Wi-Fi frames of type 2. Type 0 and type 1 are management and control frames. So type 2 is for data frames. We will apply this filter and we will see that these frames will be filtered out. So we will be left with the data frames. Now it needs to rescan and apply the filter again because this is such a large capture. It's taking a while, but normally if you don't have as much data in there, it will be faster. All right, so protocol 802.11 as expected. And these are the data frames. We can take a look at all kinds of data, but we don't really know what kinds of data. And the reason, we can go take a look, the data is all encrypted. So Wireshark is not able to decrypt without us providing it a WEP key. The way that we can provide the WEP key and then Wireshark will know how to decrypt the data is to go to Edit Preferences, Protocols, look for IEEE 802.11, and edit the decryption keys. We want to add a WEP key, and we enter it here. Remember that the WEP key that we recovered using our passive attacks was this. So we enter it, click OK, and now it's rescanning, but this time it's going to be able to make more sense of the data frames that it's seeing. Because this time it has the WEP key, so it's going to be able to decrypt the data frames, and instead of just showing data here, it's going to be showing that some of them are HTTP, some of them are Dropbox, various data frames that it sees. So again, it's scanning because it's a large capture. And another thing that we will see is that if there's various plain text, then it might be things like usernames and passwords, and such data will also then be visible in tools like Wireshark. So we see decrypted WP data, and we can see more information that some of these are TCP retransmissions and so on, because we can see the higher layer information as it has been decrypted already. If we look in here, we can see beyond 802.11. We can see the LLC, IP, and TCP layers. As an example of finding more specific information, now that we have the web key and are able to decrypt the data over the Wi-Fi network, I shared some files on a Samba file server and viewed those files from another machine in the same Wi-Fi network. To find these related frames out of the many frames that were captured over the air, we can filter. There's a lot of different filters, so Wireshark is really powerful in this sense. It recognizes lots of protocols and understands lots of protocols. But in this case, we're talking about file sharing with Samba, so we just put at NNSMB. More specifically, the file name was secret.txt, and it was some text there about some secret, supposedly. So we can even do something like this. SMB file contains secret, and filter for this. It's rescanning again. We speed up the video that shows the scanning, so we're almost done. And here we have them, the frames that are related specifically to the Samba protocol. There's requests and responses, and we see here secret.txt, Samba, message bot protocol. You can use your imagination, the sorts of things you can do once we have the WEP key. As mentioned in the earlier part of this video, there are various references for the sorts of filters that we can do for WLAN for Wireshark. You can Google to find. This is one example, and the URL is there. I have no connection with the people who did this, but it's kind of a useful thing, useful reference that you can use to do filtering as appropriate to find the frames that you're looking for.